Today we're crafting a gorgeous, light fruity sugar scrub that takes on a clean, fresh aroma in the shower. It looks absolutely delicious enough to eat in today's episode of Thermal Mermaid. In front of us we have 7 simple ingredients that you can easily get your hands on, and some fragrances and some colors. The final product will make a professional sugar scrub just like the kind that you can buy at the boutique shelves at your favorite spa. As we roll through this video, I'm going to talk about the formula for sugar scrubs in general and explain how to keep the oils from creating a messy buildup on your skin while you're exfoliating during use. When we're done, you're going to have some of the basics in creating your own professional quality sugar scrubs. Of course, if you want this exact recipe, you will find this in the Thermal Mermaid directory in the recipe collection, located in the category of bath goodies, with lots of other sugar scrubs and cosmetic surprises. Now, in the warm bath that you see here, I've placed beeswax, soybean oil, stearic acid, and emulsifying wax. Now, before you even ask, yes, you can use your microwave for this. We're just melting things down here. And I'll tell you now, there are always plenty of people in the comments that completely reject the microwave option as soon as I mention it. There are plenty of people out there, they seem to have every reason that range from metaphysical to actually medical reasons not to use a microwave. But if that's the way that you prefer to melt your ingredients, you will get the same finished product as long as you're careful. So the option's up to you. Now, with that said, I'll tell you that I very rarely utilize the microwave for melting a few things here and there. Possibly the microwave that I own is actually the smallest power, so I never have to worry about things getting burnt very quickly. But most of all, these types of ingredients need to be heated very slowly, and you have the ability to observe that temperature control so that you can see that things are melting at an even pace. And also, you're not spot heating in short bursts when you have this warm bath that's open to the air, because everything's warming up evenly at the same time. So when you go to blend your ingredients, things are relatively the same temperature, and that allows for things to bind very well. Another reason why you would use the warm bath over a microwave is that you can control how fast things heat up. And some of your ingredients, for example, shea butter, will tend to crystallize if it heats up fast and then cools down very quickly. And other ingredients can do this too. So typically, you will get the best quality and the most consistent result if you're heating things over a warm bath, or you're setting this in some body of water where you can control the heat, compared to a microwave, which can have a variation of ranges of power to them, and you have to work in these small, short bursts to be careful that you don't burn things. However, entirely up to you. You work with your ingredients however it works best for your project. This sugar scrub recipe is an emulsified scrub, which included emulsifying wax and stearic acid. Adding these 2 ingredients doesn't look any different from a sugar scrub made with just plain oil and sugar. However, you'll know the difference when you exfoliate your skin in the shower and then you go to rinse it off. The emulsifying ingredients turn the oil into a creamy lotion when it mixes with the water that washes away from your skin. If you leave these ingredients out, it's harder to rinse the oil away from your skin, because the oil can leave a sticky kind of a buildup that repels the water while you're in the shower. All of the best quality sugar scrubs will wash off easily once you're done with the use, and you need these ingredients to do this job. Another additive that we have here in this recipe is polysorbate 20. Now, we only need a very small amount in the entire recipe for it to be effective. Polysorbate 20 is a solubilizer, and for our purposes, this is going to help keep the oils in the sugar scrub dispersed evenly in the water that falls into your tub while you're in the shower, and it helps keep the oil from sticking to the floor or the walls of the tub. This will prevent any slick surfaces as you're standing there, and it's a helpful ingredient in this recipe to keep the whole experience feeling really clean and having everything washed away. Now, any crafter familiar with making bath cosmetics might ask, can I use the polysorbate 80 or any other solubilizer? And the quick answer really is yes. Many people will tell you that they're not interchangeable. Really, you can get away with it in this recipe. If you have polysorbate 80, you can use it here. There's not a lot of oil in this recipe, so the polysorbate 20 is sufficient. It is plenty, but the 80 will work. Now, with that said, depending on what you're making. You cannot always interchange polysorbate 20 and polysorbate 80 and get it to work correctly. You will, with a little bit of experience, feel a little bit of a nuance between the two. But in this case, you can. And I know that because I do it now and again. And it does not affect the quality of the sugar scrub, and they both work the way they're supposed to. Now, if you do want to know more about the differences between polysorbate 20, 60, and 80 in your cosmetics, then I am going to create a full tutorial this month over in the cosmetic lesson, which you'll see appear popping up very shortly over in the Thermal Mermaid Soap Makers course. So for those of you who want more detailed information, follow me over to the crafters community at the Cottage DIY, and we can dive into that over there. But for the rest of us, we're going to touch on 2 more key points before I finish making this sugar scrub in front of you. Now, first of all, everyone always asks, do I have to put a preservative in my sugar scrub? And of course, you don't have to do anything. And if you're making this for yourself and you know where your product is going to be preserved, or you have a way to keep it fresh, you can do anything you want. But if any other human person is going to be using your sugar scrub, I would highly recommend that you do put your preservative in there, because we're dealing with sugar. It's actual food that is going to attract lots of things that want to eat sugar. So of all the cosmetics you make, you definitely want to protect your sugar scrubs. There's water being introduced at almost all times because this sits in the shower for the most part. So you've got a combination of nice warm water and pure sugar. What else is going to want to happen but have nice little animalitos growing in there? So you do have to put a preservative. One way that you can do this most efficiently, as you've seen me do here right at this moment, I've just placed the preservative into the sugar scrub, but you notice that I've put it into the oils before I put the sugar in. One thing that could possibly happen is if you've put the sugar in and you're just working your ingredients around and you take that preservative and dump it into a pile that's on top of the sugar, it's possible that that preservative could soak right up into the sugar and it won't get evenly dispersed throughout all those oils. If you put the preservative in before you put your sugar, you're going to get a much higher chance of having a much nicer, much more evenly dispersed preservative throughout your entire product, and that's going to protect your product for a longer period of time. And another common question that everyone always asks when they see me make one of these sugar scrubs is, will this become stiff and hard, or will it stay nice and loose? What is the final product texture supposed to be like when it's sitting in the shower? Well, as you'll see in this demonstration here, I like to put the max amount of sugar. I actually like for my final product to be stiff and hard, and then usually dig it out with a spoon, because everything tends to stay in the jar. Things dry up very nicely. I can get that jar sealed up tightly, and I don't have products that's sort of sloshing around and just loose in the container. It's just my personal preference, and that's how I like it. I like when the product is finished, when these oils are nice and warm while you have a ton of sugar. It's very soft to the touch, and you can sort of scoop it out very easily by packaging it in a wide mouth container. But once this has been set up for 24 hours, the sugar becomes stiffened, and you actually have to dig it out with a little device, like a little spoon or some kind of something that you might package along with your container. That's how I prefer to have it. You do not have to make your sugar scrub this way. You could make yours more like a sugar polish, and you could put less sugar into the product in order to get a more loose texture. So depending on how you want your product to be and how you want to name it and how you want to brand it and package it up with all of your other matching cosmetics that you're making along with it, will be how much sugar that you actually put into the recipe. So if you try out a recipe and it comes with it calls for 4 cups of sugar, and then you make that up and you decide, oh, I was thinking I wanted something a little runnier. I was thinking I wanted something a little softer that was more like a massage oil while you're exfoliating. Then you could put half as much sugar, and you could start with there and see what kind of a texture you'll like. But if you want it to be this soft, as you see right here, as the finished product after it's already cooled down, then start off with adding just enough sugar so that it's a nice soupy texture. Let that cool so you can see what the finished product will be once it becomes a little bit more stiff and it hardens up a little bit. Otherwise, you might make it 2 or 3 times before you realize exactly how you want your texture to be. So here we have our finished product. We have a black cherry and orange beautiful emulsifying sugar scrub. And if you still want more details on how I make this sugar scrub, then follow me over to the Thermal Mermaid course, where I have the exclusive video for this recipe where we go into the minutia of the details specifically so that you make what you see in front of your eyes. Hope you guys have a great day.